Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember this boat, the Aquamarina catamaran style inflatable? Well, you guys may have seen my last video on the lake, and that was pre my foam floor fix, because this floor kind of, it's one of those high pressure floors, kind of like a high pressure paddleboard that you put in, but kind of prone to leaks. Like we were dropping some fish and the spines just immediately went through the floor. Got a few leaks. So I wanted to show you guys what I did. I did 2 layers. One is with that kind of clear PVC material you can get to put on your kitchen tables, and then I put this foam on top of it. Not the perfect situation, but I'm going to tell you what I did and tell you the pros and cons of the whole thing. So let's get started with the boat floor fix. So here we go in a little bit more detail, guys. So this is that foam decking you can buy. It's actually a stick-on decking. I got this from Amazon. I'll go ahead and have the links in the description down below. If you want to try this on your cat, the problem is, I think I kind of messed it up where I tried to use spray glue as well as the regular stick-on. So I think it would have been better if I didn't use the spray glue and just use the regular stick-on. I'm not sure how it's gonna work if you don't use spray glue as well, but I used that 3M spray glue, the highest intensity, and it just started to eventually, it never really hardened, and it just started to peel off. It doesn't really matter once the floor's in, you just cut it to the shape. I did the whole thing when it was flat on a table, and that was another one of my mistakes. So this is kind of a learn from my mistakes video as well. Since when you put it in the boat, it has this curve that comes up in the bow of the boat, you start to get these wrinkles, right? So that's just the top layer, the foam. So that's it there. And then the first thing I did, guys, if I peel this back, this is that PVC table cover. It's just about like 2 millimeter thick right here on the edge. What I did to secure this to the PVC floor is I did use that glue, PVC specially made glue. I'll go ahead and have that in the description as well. And that really bonded it good to the floor. So that was the initial phase I did. You can see that there's some bubble spacing in here. I ran out of glue and I didn't put it perfectly spread all through the floor before I put this top piece on. A few bubbles here and there and kind of spaces, but it doesn't move. I made sure I got the edges really good with glue, and you can kind of see that lip here. And it gives it just that added protection of a couple more millimeters of kind of medium rubber plastic on top of the regular floor. And then as you can see, this foam, you get like another 5 millimeters. So if you drop something and the fish spine goes down, it's really gonna give you a lot more protection. So anyway, that's what I did. I have a few wrinkles because, of course, I did it when the whole floor was flat, and then I put it in, I was like, oh shoot. So I may re-glue it, but honestly, once you're out on the water, it doesn't really matter if this layer is a little bit loose because it's cut to hug the insides of the pontoons, and it really doesn't come apart when you're out boating. It only came apart here because I pulled it up. But as you can see, when you tuck it in, as long as you cut it wide enough to where it tucks under these pontoons, you just have the whole floor out, inflate the whole floor, and then you can just lay this thing over and cut it. As you can see, there's the whole back of the boat, a little bit of wrinkle there in the middle. But it's kind of an eyesore, but really you don't notice it when you're out boating for this small boat. Anyway, guys, that's what I did for my floor on the Aquamarina Cat. This is the 11-foot. I think this is a 10 or 11 foot. Really liking it. If you want to see more what I did, go ahead and check out the initial video for this thing. I have the e-propulsion electric motor on the back. I've got the bimini top I got from Amazon. All this stuff will be in the description down below. Solar panels on top as well. I can charge the battery while we're motoring. When we're just sitting and fishing, these solar panels really do a great job as long as you got some sun on them. We've been motoring most of the day today. I'll go ahead and show you what the battery power is. So check this out, guys. I'm gonna turn her on. And look at that, we're full. So we came into the shore here, we took a break, we just kind of beached. That's what's great about a boat like this, is you can beach them super easy. We even kind of have like a rocky shore, like a sandstone. And it's fine, look at that. That means it's charging. So even though the solar panels are on the roof and it's a little bit cloudy, it's still charging this battery. When I parked it, we were 2 notches off from the power. And as you can see now, we have full power. So it's not even really, it's just trickle charging right now, being that it's still red. So we've been motoring all day, just kind of around the lake here and stopping on the shoreline on some cliffs, like near the shoreline, fishing. I caught one nice pike and then motoring back. And we were down to about 80%. Maybe 3 of these bars were gone, maybe 75 to 80%. And now just sitting on the shore for a couple hours because we ate lunch, it's back to 100%. And that is all because of the solar panel. There's the solar panel charger right there, plugged into the motor battery. And then that's all just because of these panels. Again, if you want to see the full setup and how I did it, go ahead and check the link in the description down below. And you can see exactly what's going on with the setup in this boat. But I know a lot of you guys were asking about what I did with the floor. And this is just a quick video to let you know. Just to keep in mind, if people do sit in the front of this boat, you start taking on a lot of water from the front. So you want to really keep most of the weight in the mid to the back on this boat. We were boating today and we got quite a bit of water in here. Of course it's going to float with water, but it just kind of bogs it down once you start getting buckets of water in even an inflatable like this. I mean, if the inflatable is filled with water, it'll still float. That's what's good about them. It just slows you down. So we just drain the water and we're going to go back out for a nice evening cruise here on the lake. See if we can catch a few more fish and see how it goes. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that little short update. We're also pulling this little tube, actually this big tube here. Not much speed, but these electric motors have a lot of torque. So anyway guys, quick little update. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one. Happy boating.